So this week, I actually had a really interesting session with someone who was in their 60s, and they had just reawakened their intuitive gifts that they had lost when they were 6 or 7 years old. This is a very common thing that people come to me for. I consider myself a spiritual teacher and a teacher of being able to teach people how to deal with the practical of having a human body and what it feels like to deal with all the subtle, invisible energies that exist all around us. This woman was finding herself in a bit of a pickle because she had done everything she could to talk to and read, and just like she was desperate to get a hold of this intuitive ability, particular mediumship again, and yet she didn't know how to control it. So it had come back, and it had come back with a force, and she didn't know how to deal with it. So I taught her some of the things that I've dropped videos on here about, but I wanted to say particularly how I taught her. So we think of imagination as a child's toy. You're just sitting in an imaginary world. It's a daydreaming toy. It's not something that we take seriously. And yet when you're dealing with subtle invisible energies, your imagination is by far your best tool. And so what I taught her to do was to do the faucet trick, which I've done here before, which is imagine a faucet, imagine it running, see if you can turn it off. That means that you have a strength of will to be able to say, you can exert your will in your imagination, like it's that strong. And then I told her to turn it into something wooden, which no one ever sees a wooden faucet. So the idea is that if you can imagine something you've never seen before, then you have a creative, generative imagination. And these are all things that you can develop skills for. And so she did that. And then I said, okay, so now you're ready to build a protection barrier around her. I asked her what shape you wanted it to be. She said she wanted it to be an oval, so we built it. And I had her visualize what it looked like, the permeability of it, what could come in, what could leave. And she was like, oh my God, I can feel it. I can feel it around me, right? And she was just like, she was amazed. Like she even put her hand out and she was like, I can feel the feel around me. I was like, yeah. And that's, again, another hallmark of a strength of imagination, right? It's, for some of us, we practice it and we don't even know. And for others of us, we just have the natural talent and we can pick it up whenever we decide to. And so then I had her open up a portal because she was haunted. That was the reality of it, was that she felt invaded in her space. She felt as if she couldn't go to sleep without seeing many things. In particular, there was one spirit that she had known, a person she had known who had ended their life themselves in a river nearby. And so she kept seeing water drops all over her house, and her dog was flipping out about it. And I said, you got to help him cross over, because you know how to do that. That's why he's there. You know how to contact, like he knows how to contact you, all these different things. So we opened up the portal and we asked him to go across. And then we asked all the other spirits that were hanging around her, who were waiting for the same thing, to go across as well. She used the strength of her imagination to create a portal, and I helped her. And then she wasn't haunted. And then her anxiety was different. And then all of a sudden she had activated the tool of her imagination, and everything changed. So far, good results.